Alright, so I wanted to take a look at a Game Rant article that I saw earlier today. And it says Marvel Rivals is already fixing a problem that's plagued Overwatch for nearly a decade. Well, let me tell you a story. It's not really doing that, but it's okay. It's okay. It's not really doing that, but it's okay. Okay? It's not really doing that, but it is okay nonetheless. So, let me tell you about it. Marvel Rivals' third season is quickly approaching with its debut of plenty of content to be excited about. Jean Grey looks like an incredibly powerful duelist that will be especially deadly to characters who have summons in their arsenal, while Blade will finally make his debut with the mid-season update. Marvel Rivals Season 3 map looks promising, while the Symbiote and Phoenix Force skins featured in the Battle Pass are already turning heads. Throwing some UI improvements, a much-needed Emma Frost nerf, and some welcome progression changes, and it's become clear that Season 3 is shaping up potentially to be the game's best yet. However, one small change is perhaps the most exciting for the Vanguard role. Said adjustment is to the punch-throwing tank The Thing, who, by the way, I saw has a 40% win rate or something like that in Season 2.5, so that's crazy. How it's that low, because he was not that bad. I don't know what changes they've made to him since then, because I haven't played in a couple months, but he's got a low win rate. He's low. It will see the biggest Fantastic Four member being able to throw himself into the air and directly lock onto flying enemies with embattled leap. Once he gets close, he can deliver a big punch to knock flying Marvel Rivals heroes out of the sky, and this brief stun should be more than enough for Ben Grimm. It's still a stun. Nobody likes stuns. And they've added so many stuns to Rivals. And his teammates to pounce on the flyer with the whittle down her health bar. Perhaps the best thing to change is that NetEase has promised that it's the first of many as they continue to investigate ranged options for Vanguards in future seasons. Whether this means more ability reworks, or the thing, or new Vanguards that are built around ranged gameplay is unclear. But any Overwatch 2 tanks will likely feel a bit jealous upon seeing this announcement. So, I wasn't originally going to make a video on this. I've read this part before. But I saw this, and I was like, have they seen some of the tanks in Overwatch? They already have ranged options. And I don't think any of them would want to play, no offense to you Marvel Rivals people. No offense to you, and I don't think any of them would want to play, no offense to you Marvel Rivals people, but I don't think any of them would really want to, any of the Overwatch players would really want to play a clunky hero like The Thing. The Thing is so clunky, the way you control him and run around with him. It felt so bad when I first played him, and I'm sure that hasn't been changed that much. And also, it's gotta be weird to jump into the sky, lock onto somebody in the sky. It's gotta feel so weird. There's no way it feels normal. Plus, there's Overwatch 2's anti-tank, air tank options are painfully limited. That's why you have the DPS role. Now, I'm not saying that I mean, obviously that's not the answer that they're looking for because it's tanks that they're talking about specifically, but I feel like the Overwatch has significantly better ranged options in their tanks than having the tank itself launch himself into the air. You know what I mean? And Overwatch, even Overwatch has that kind of. They have Winston who can like jump in the air. Sure, he can't lock on, but like, who would want to play clunky like that? To be clear, Overwatch 2 has a few options for tank players hoping to attack flying characters from a distance. I think nearly all of it. D.Va can fly in the air directly up to the flyer and take them out before she even lands. Doomfist has trouble with it. He has trouble with flyers, okay? That's fair. That's just fair enough to say, right? Sure, he can leap up and punch them, maybe. I don't know. I've done it before. So it can't be that hard if I've done it. Hazard can leap into the sky, has a ranged shotgun type weapon, He can leap up in the sky and then violently slash them. And if he can't get high enough, he can throw a wall onto the wall, leap up to that, and then leap up and kill the flyer. You know what I mean? Junker Queen has a shotgun range that she can take out flyers with. Malga has 2 guns that he can take out flyers with. Orisa has 2 guns that she can take out flyers with and a javelin. Ramatra has an anti-air that sucks people down. Just go sucks them down. And has a ranged weapon. Reinhardt has a little bit of trouble, but I don't think every tank should be able to just do that. You know what I mean? I feel like it's all situational based. Like, you wouldn't want to play Reinhardt on you'd want to play Reinhardt on maps where flyers aren't as effective, like King's Row or like New Junk City or Junkertown, things like that. Roadhog has a hook where he could literally chuck a hook out there, catch them, and then pull them to him. Sigma has rocks and gravity. Winston has his long-range zap cannon that he can zap people. Wrecking Ball has guns that he can shoot them down with. Zarya has a grav and has a long freaking particle beam that can kill people. And bubbles to protect your teammates. You know what I mean? So I feel like none of them really lack in the killing flyers department. And I feel like if you're saying that, you have a skill issue. Oh, did I say that? Did I really just say that? If you say that killing flyers as a tank player, you have a skill issue. As part of his Overwatch 2 rework, Winston was given a charge shot. Oh, they go over some of the ones. Charge shot for his Tesla cannon that can be fired at a fair distance. While this was a rare case of tanks being thrown a bone in an endless fight against flying heroes, this feels like it was written by AI. The charge shot is hardly something to fear, as it's not the biggest damage dealer. Okay. But it's enough to get people to back off. And Winston can jump and take him out with his Well, I don't get the point of this. Winston has a lot of capability in taking out flyers. Most of the time, they're not even in the air that long. The only one he might have a little bit of trouble with is like Echo, because Echo can stay in the air a lot longer than Pharah. Ramatra's Ravenous Vortex can pull down heroes like Pharah and Mercy that fly into it, but it's easier for flying characters to avoid and difficult for Ram to successfully land. Well, they added a perk that makes it a little easier. 1, 2. He has primary fire that can hit them from range. Like, what? Just hit your shots. It's not hard. Ram is like the worst possible like choice to like try and defend this with, because he literally has range. He has range, and he has a lot of range. Look, he has a lot of range. He has a lot of range, and then also he has a perk that buffs this. So like, I don't get it. Ursa can shoot or javelin enemies out of the sky, but the latter is near impossible to land if every flying character. If flying characters are high enough in the sky, and the forward damage will be very limited if the distance is too great. Do they think that these people are playing from the other side of the map? I don't get it. I just don't get it. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm stupid. But I just don't get it. I've never seen Orisa have that many problems. You know what I mean? Orisa doesn't have any issue taking out flyers. Orisa can shoot or Sigma's hyperspheres aren't powerful enough for most players to consistently take out Pharah, while Malga's miniguns are far too inaccurate to kill flyers unless they're trapped in his ultimate. far too inaccurate. That's with both guns. With one gun, not that hard, my guy. This is about the range you'd be fighting at the flyer with. You know what I mean? It's not far too inaccurate to kill flyers. Hazard can leap great distances and create structures to climb on, helping him briefly chase Farah, but his shotgun makes it also fully killing him. Killing her is easier said than done. Doomfist can provide similar chases with equally lackluster results. I feel like these people have never played Overwatch before. I feel like they said, I feel like they went to ChatGPT and they're like, write me an article about how flyers in Overwatch 2 can't compete anymore. You know what I mean? And then they went through and they formatted it. That's what I feel like they did. Every tank not mentioned. Zarya is not useless against flyers. Reinhardt, a little bit. Junker Queen is not. Absolutely not. Roadhog is absolutely not. And Wrecking Ball is not. For good players who remain, the tank role can be incredibly frustrating if the other team has a good flyer on their side, as tanks are essentially stuck relying on their own teammates to deal with the problem. While it's true that Overwatch 2 in the hero shooter genre in general requires and rewards teamwork, being completely useless at any stage of the game is frankly unfun. A skilled tank should not have to hope that their Soldier 76 or Cassidy will deal with the Pharah Mercy combo, as they should instead have the option to switch to a ranged hero to deal with the problem themselves. For a tank, few things are as annoying as having to hope that the hit scans on their team will do the job, and supports now having a way to fight back with Iari. It's time for tanks to finally get the same treatment. I feel like it just doesn't make sense. Why? Iari. I can never pronounce her name. I still say Ilari. I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. She doesn't do diddles against tank besides her ultimate. I don't get it, dude. I mean, she does damage, sure, but like Lucio does a lot better than Ilari. This cat, man. Lucio does a lot better. Lifeweaver does a lot better. Juno does a lot better. You know, there's other. I don't get it. Marvel Rivals thinks Overhaul should be a wake-up call. Hopefully Blizzard will take note of the positive reception of Marvel Rivals anti-air thing ability that hasn't even come out yet, so you don't know if it's positive reception or not. And range Vanguard plans, they might have good reception to that. I don't know. I don't really pay attention to Marvel Rivals much anymore. Using its competition as motivation to address the tank community's longest running complaint. A tank with a highly accurate railgun of sorts could be one option, while others would be a new Overwatch 2 hero that locks on the flyers just like the thing. That would be a nightmare. That would be an actual nightmare. Like, so hard to balance. Alternatively, existing heroes could be reworked. Perhaps the damage on Winston's charge shot could be significantly increased, or Sigma's hypersphere could do more damage to a target from farther away. At this point, even a hit scan tank with an assault rifle would be welcome. So long as the issue is finally addressed in a way that goes beyond band-aids and half measures. Dude, I feel like the guy who wrote this either used AI completely or Richard Warren. I feel like it was like he's a hater. Big lady. This person says tanks are supposed to take out flyers in Overwatch, but they're supposed to help by keeping pressure on them and using abilities that can hit them at closer range. Ram's Vortex versus Spear. If the flyers are playing an angle super hard using cover, and Malg is a great pick. Unlike you said, if you only shoot one gun at a time, they can mow the flyers at range. Exactly what I'm saying. You get an extra tick from the fire gun when they have cover, making them wait too long to begin the fight again. Not saying tanks dealing with flyers isn't expected in Rivals, but Overwatch doesn't completely expect tanks to deal with flyers. They're expected to help where they can. Worst case, they can swap them out and ensure they are suppressed long enough to gain space. That being said, I also think the tanks just have decent abilities and ways to deal with them already. I don't think it's that crazy to say that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I just don't think it's that crazy to say that. Anyway, I just wanted to read this article. Thanks for watching. Tell your dad. Hit the subscribe button. See you later.